This was a variable I had anticipated before this all started. When my suspicions about Sarah and Ethan first began to solidify a few months ago, I had started my real work. I am a systems analyst, remember? I analyze data. I find patterns. I had installed monitoring software on our home network, not to spy on her emails, but to track data traffic patterns. I noticed that her data usage on her laptop and phone spiked late at night, and it was all directed towards social media and messaging apps when she claimed to be working. I also noticed that their shared online grocery orders, paid for from our joint account, often included expensive items I never saw, like high-end liquor and steaks. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place when I ran a background check, not on her, but on Ethan. It turned out his financial situation was far worse than I imagined. He had 2 prior evictions and a string of unpaid debts. The owner of the apartment he was renting was a small independent landlord, not a large corporation, a man who would be much more likely to take swift action against a non-paying tenant. I had compiled all of this, the data logs, the grocery receipts, a copy of Ethan's public eviction records. I had it all in a neat digital folder, my insurance policy. When the first mutual friend called to tell me what a terrible person I was, I did not argue. I simply said, I think you have only heard one side of the story. Let me send you an email with some context. I sent them a link to a password-protected webpage I had built. On it, I laid out the entire timeline unemotionally and with evidence. I included screenshots of the grocery orders showing the items that were clearly not for our household. I included the public records of Ethan's financial instability. And I included the most damning piece of evidence, transcripts from our home security system's audio recordings. The system recorded audio when it was armed or disarmed. I had captured several conversations between Sarah and Ethan from when they thought I was asleep or at work. The conversations were sickening. They had been planning this for months. It was not just about saving money, it was a deliberate scheme. The plan was for Sarah to move in with Ethan and for me to continue funding her lifestyle, the car, the phone, her spending money, under the guise of our relationship. She would then use that money to support Ethan, keeping him from getting evicted while he got his new business off the ground. They laughed about how I was so trusting, how I was the perfect long-term investment. They called me their retirement plan. I sent this link to every person who contacted me on her behalf. The call stopped abruptly. The smear campaign died before it even began. I had not just countered her narrative, I had obliterated it with cold, hard facts. The best part was the call I received from her father. He was a proud man, and I could hear the humiliation in his voice. He had clearly seen the evidence. He did not